Hello everyone, welcome to Delusion. I'm Sunshine. Our era presents a fascinating paradox. We have invented the most precise personality tests, genetic analyses, and algorithmic recommendations in human history. We tag ourselves with labels like MBTI types or predict someone's future based on their zodiac sign or ancestry. We crave the ability to control everything through data, as if having perfect metrics guarantees a successful life. But let me ask you this, if we truly lived in a world where every label was fully data-driven, where, even at the moment of your birth, a doctor could confidently tell you at what age you'll develop heart disease, your maximum IQ, and exactly how long you'll live, would you see this as a blessing or a thorough despair? Could that predetermined perfection truly fill the void deep within the human soul? Imagine having the best spirit and determination, yet being branded as a substandard citizen, based solely on a genetic report, and even needing to pass a screening just to sweep streets. This cold, elitist future filled with arrogance is exactly what we're here to dive into today through an extraordinary sci-fi masterpiece. It lacks the explosive spectacle of blockbusters, yet in every quiet moment, it delivers the loudest slap to fate. This film is Andrew Niccol's debut work, Gattaca. When discussing Gattaca, we must talk about the director Andrew Niccol. This guy later went on to write the screenplay for the iconic film The Truman Show, which shows just how adept he is at portraying the sense of powerless struggle against massive systems while intertwining it with a touch of heroism. The movie was released in 1997, a time when humanity had just cloned Dolly the sheep and was filled with fervent imaginations about genetic engineering. The English title Gattaca is actually derived from the abbreviations of the 4 nucleotide bases in DNA, an incredible detail that truly sends chills down one's spine. The cast lineup is a blockbuster by today's standards, a youthful Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman with her captivatingly icy charm, and Jude Law in his prime delivering an epic performance. To create that cold, highly structured futuristic feel, the production team specifically chose the government building designed by renowned architect Frank Lloyd Wright for the filming. Allegedly, the director requested that there be minimal use of vibrant reds, opting for more yellow-green tones to convey a filtered, sterile, yet lifeless and oppressive atmosphere. The story is set in the not-too-distant future, where humanity is divided into 2 groups, the elite, who are born through genetic selection and considered flawless, and the invalids, who are born naturally with inevitable imperfections. The protagonist, Vincent, is one of the latter. The moment he was born, a nurse declared his heart condition would only allow him to live until 30.2 years old. In such a society, Vincent is like a prisoner sentenced to death, dreaming of going to space and reaching a place called Gattaca, a space center. Yet due to his genetic disadvantages, the only path available to him is to work there as a janitor. To fight back against his destiny, Vincent becomes a borrowed ladder. He finds Jerome, a genetically superior elite who was paralyzed in an accident. Jerome has nearly perfect genes but lost the use of his legs. The 2 men strike a secret agreement. Vincent will assume Jerome's identity. To do so, Vincent scrubs off his skin daily, wears Jerome's urine bags and blood samples on his thighs, and even lengthens his legs to match Jerome's height, all to pass the icy genetic detection gates. Through his borrowed genes and relentless efforts, Vincent excels at Gattaca and even wins the admiration of the female lead, Irene. Just as the rocket to Titan is about to launch, the head of the space center is murdered, and detectives find one of Vincent's original eyelashes at the scene, a fatal trace left by this inferior citizen. The entire center is locked down, genetic screening ensues, and Vincent's true identity teeters on the brink of exposure. Worse still, the lead investigator handling the murder case is Vincent's long-estranged younger brother, a genetically perfect man. As Vincent stands on the brink of the launch platform, fearing his lies will unravel and his dreams will crumble into darkness, someone he never expected appears before him, bearing a secret that could destroy everything. Let's first dive deeper into the film's central theme, the ultimate showdown between biological determinism and free will. In the society portrayed in the film, genes are the ultimate identification. This setting is the most extreme satire of innate talent theory. Think about it, Vincent performs a near self-torture ritual every morning, bathing, exfoliating, burning his fallen hair. Why? Because in the sterile, obsessive environment of Gattaca, even a fragment of skin can serve as the judge of your true identity. From the director's perspective, this visual sterility is actually an allegory for authoritarianism. When everything is standardized and optimized, humans stop being humans and become mere strings of characters. But the most inspiring thing about Vincent as an invalid is this: he proves that while genes may determine the limits of your body, they can never measure the depth of your will. One of the film's most gripping scenes is the nighttime swimming race between adult Vincent and his brother. His brother, genetically perfect, should win without a doubt, but once again Vincent triumphs. Exhausted, the brother gasps, "How did you do it?" Vincent replies with a line destined for film history, "You want to know how I did it? I never saved anything for the swim back." This line embodies the soul of the film. Essentially, the elites fail because they are too focused on probabilities, continually weighing risks, always leaving room to retreat. Vincent, on the other hand, has nothing to lose. Every step he takes is a desperate dance on the edge of a cliff. He must give 200% effort to offset a genetic shortfall of just 1%. Now, connecting this to real life, aren't we often trapped by so-called thresholds, social classes, or personality labels? Many people say, "I can't do this because I lack connections," or "I'm not suited for this because I'm introverted." Vincent teaches us that if you dream of the stars and see but hesitate to take the leap, you'll never make it to the other side. The philosophical power of this film tells us that what we perceive as limits is often our own psychological suggestion. Next, we need to talk about the most heart-wrenching character, Jerome. Jude Law's performance is nothing short of extraordinary. He exudes an elegant despair and the kind of hopelessness that stems from being betrayed by perfection. Jerome possesses the world's top-tier genes and was meant to be an Olympic champion but ultimately won only silver. In a society that demands absolute perfection, silver equals failure. Jerome states, Jerome Morrow would never be second best. This curse of perfectionism leads him to a failed suicide attempt that leaves him paralyzed. This raises a profound question. In a society where only the best is accepted, how should the second best live? The relationship between Jerome and Vincent is a fascinating complement. Jerome provides the physical vessel, while Vincent ignites the soul's flame. Through Vincent, Jerome regains the pure desire for life he had lost. There's an intriguing camera angle in the film. When Jerome struggles to climb up a double helix staircase, the director uses an upward shot, making the stairs look like a giant strand of DNA. At that moment, Jerome is using his imperfect body to defy the genetic logic that condemned him. His final words to Vincent are profoundly moving. "I only lent you my body, you lent me your dreams." This line is incredibly weighty, suggesting that redemption is rarely one-sided. Vincent cures Jerome's fear of failure, making him realize that even a flawed life can gain sanctity by uplifting another soul. This teaches us to embrace our imperfections. All of us have silver medal moments, but that doesn't mean we are defective. True dignity lies in how we face our flaws. Finally, from the perspective of performances and spatial dynamics, let's discuss the understated yet profound connection between Vincent and Irene. Uma Thurman's performance in this film is cold, yet there is a tremendous loneliness beneath that coldness. She is an elite but harbors a minor heart defect. In that world, she too is a marginalized person. A hallmark scene occurs when Vincent shows her a strand of hair, saying it holds his genetic information. Irene lets the hair fall and says, "I don't care." At that moment, the director inserts a touch of humanity into the sterile audiovisual environment. This scene explores the societal context of identity. If our love for someone is based on their genetic report, that's not love, it's commerce. Through restrained storytelling, the film critiques the data-driven relationships within such a society. Vincent, in order to conceal his identity, washes his body daily and even replaces his tissue, a detail in Ethan Hawke's performance that poignantly captures his tense, cautious demeanor. He represents all those struggling to survive under oppressive systems. Isn't our current efficiency-obsessed, elite-driven society another version of Gattaca? Everyone is masking their true selves, trying to conform to a so-called success template. Yet Vincent's eventual ascension tells us that as the rocket pierces the atmosphere, all labels dissolve. That leap of willpower, transcending class and physical limitations, represents humanity's unique core strength. We might even contemplate why some feel this movie is a masterpiece while others find it mediocre. Perhaps it's because the film deeply resonates with those who have experienced that powerlessness in the face of rejection. For those with smooth lives, it may just be an inspirational tale, but for anyone struggling in the depths, it's akin to a survival manual. Quote 1. I never saved anything for the swim back. This translates to: this line is iconic because it overturns humanity's innate instinct for risk control. It tells us that miracles often arise when you sever all paths of retreat. Quote 2. There is no gene for the human spirit. That is. Reflecting on this, it's a definitive critique of the entire Gattaca system, clearly demarcating the boundary between physiology and soul while offering the strongest support to every humble existence. Looking back on everything we've discussed, Gattaca isn't just a sci-fi story. It's more like a mirror reflecting our current anxieties. Today, we too are constantly defined by various data, GPAs, salaries, KPIs, or even the number of likes on social media. Sometimes we might feel like Vincent, struggling to break through that invisible ceiling no matter how hard we try. But as Vincent said while soaring toward the cosmos, perhaps we are not natives of this world. Our souls belong to that boundless sea of stars. There are too many voices in life that tell us you can't or you're set in stone. Yet Vincent, through his efforts and every inch of skin he shed, reminds us, even a diagnosis fated for early death can be rewritten into a magnificent epic. This strength comes not from perfect genes but from the courage to never save anything for the swim back. Each of us comes into this world with flaws, and these imperfections are not our shame, they are the outlets of our souls. I hope after listening to this episode, you will try tearing off the labels others have placed on you. Be like Vincent and attempt something everyone says you can't do. Be like Jerome and lend your strength to someone else's dreams. You may find that when you listen to the beat of your own heart, that sound is far more powerful than any genetic report. Do you have any special stories about breaking through your own ceiling or thoughts on this film? Feel free to share in the comment section. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to like or subscribe. That's all for this episode. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Delusion, and we'll see you next time.